Just capturing the moment.
They patted themselves on the back all the time for failing.
We did this, we screwed them, and they've got no right to say that it shouldn't be a political decision either, Will, because that's democracy, right? And if the politicians know it's not popular, it's not going to happen. This is what we tried to tell them right in the bloody beginning.
Yeah,
would they listen?
They will still bring it back.
They'll try.
Yeah, it will come back. They've got a huge pot of money.
I was surprisingly kind of emotional there at the end. In the kind of, the journey that we've all been on.
I mean, it's a complete meltdown. I mean, that was basically a 2-hour meltdown, wasn't it?
I get a very quick reaction. How do you feel? What's your response to what you just saw?
Relieved, cautiously relieved.
Yes.
I genuinely believe the whole thing will start resurfacing after the next election. That's what we're talking about.
I think all of us think that, really.
But I'm going to have a great time producing a YouTube film about that meeting. There's so many quotes in there that can be resurfaced if they do try and bring it back.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Nice one. So this is William Burnell. I'm driving away from the New Shire Hall in Camborne. I just wanted to get this little reflections on the record, just for myself really, and anybody else who's paid attention over the last sort of 10 months or so. We're having a little freedom ride in convoy as we leave. The streets of Cambridge will remain free for a little while longer at least, until these people try to resurface the idea in a year or so. But for now, I think that we're all very uplifted and feeling joyous and happy and gratified about our role that we played in really sticking it to these guys and making it impossible for them to proceed, because they actually know now the lay of the land and which way the wind has blown. And I just want to say how happy and proud I am to have been part of something, to have actually been part of something which made a difference. And this is, I suppose, all of you out there who took part, who contributed, who wrote letters, who dropped leaflets, who went on marches, who, paid attention, didn't let it go. All of us have contributed to this amazing, amazing effort to push back this horrible, horrible scheme, this venture to create this new regime of road user charging in Cambridge, which would have punished people for moving around, and all of the reasons which I don't need to go into again, thankfully. It's over. For the time being at least, it's over. As Neil Mackay has said, we're cautiously happy, but for now, we get to enjoy ourselves, and we're off to the pub. And so that's a great big thank you. This whole channel has been completely dedicated to this cause, so obviously I was going to be there for the final stroke of the pen. Eliza Machini's slightly waffling and emotional kind of swan song speech about how it was none of their fault and they were just trying to do what they wanted to do, and isn't it a shame that democracy and politics gets in the way of these people trying to be bold visionaries for the future. Well, I'm sorry, but it's not what the people want, and it's not going to happen. Not now, and hopefully not ever. William Burnell reporting for Cambridge Cracker, probably not for the last time. Back to you in your homes. So the 11th of October has been booked in with the court.
Yes.
Right? What is this actually for?
So we have a hearing. So we've asked them for an interim injunction, which I think the county council is probably not going to object to, not to put the TRO into effect until there's a final hearing on our claim. The county council is asking for strikeout and summary judgment, which means they want to stop our claim from going forward. And their arguments are that we have no realistic prospect of success. So that's where we are.
So we don't know the outcome of that, obviously, we wait to see, but after that, our case either fails then, Wednesday after this one coming, so less than 2 weeks away, or we go to the final hearing, which might be in January or February or something like that.
You don't think that there's much hope? Is that what you just said? So
No.
No, because there is a claim.
Listen, we do have an arguable claim. So what's going to be argued on the 11th are very narrow points. The first one is about cost protection for who pays the cost of the litigation. That's probably the most important point. And then after that, the county council is arguing that in the administrative court, all remedies are discretionary. So we've asked the court to basically void the TRO and say that it's of no legal effect. So the court has, even if the court finds that the county council acted unlawfully, the court has discretion whether or not to quash the decision. So the county council will be arguing that there is no realistic probability that the judge could decide to quash it. And we will be arguing that there is a probability that this could happen, and that the threshold is low, and that it would be unjust to preclude us from having a trial, especially when all the evidence and arguments are already prepared.